Hello, my name is Olivia Groff and I am the Climate Change Adaptation Coordinator for the City of St. Catharines. This short presentation will provide an overview of the draft Corporate Climate Change Adaptation Plan. Details on how to provide your feedback are included at the end of this presentation. This presentation will provide a high-level overview of the purpose of the plan, the development and process, the plan's vision and goals, some examples of actions included in the plan, as well as the course for implementation and next steps. This plan was led from a few key corporate initiatives. The first was Council declaring a climate emergency in April of 2019. The second was Council's approval of an updated strategic plan, which now specifically includes climate change. Before we get much further, let's define two key areas of climate change. Mitigation is focused on the reduction and prevention of greenhouse gas emissions to reduce the rate of climate change. Some examples include energy savings and efficiencies, such as the city's LED streetlight conversion project and sustainable transportation. Adaptation, on the other hand, is aimed to reduce the consequences of climate change by responding proactively towards associated impacts, risks, and vulnerabilities. Despite our efforts to reduce emissions, we need to ensure we are prepared for the local impacts of a changing climate. Examples include the city's annual rain barrel sale and maintaining and updating stormwater infrastructure. The adaptation plan started by securing a Federation of Canadian Municipalities grant that allowed the city to hire a climate change adaptation coordinator. From there, Brock University formed a collaborative and created Niagara Adapts with 7 participating municipalities within the Niagara region. One of the first things the city did was develop an interdepartmental climate adaptation team who have all helped to inform and develop this plan. How did we develop the plan? The first step was to understand and define the plan's scope. The plan is focused on adaptation actions that are aimed at municipal operations, procedures, and assets. It was also important to recognize the local context. Understanding that St. Catharines is predominantly urban and a lower-tier municipality is relevant to know which services we deliver. We then reviewed previous extreme weather events that have impacted the city. We could then look at the future impacts through climate projection data. It was recommended by Niagara Adapts to collect 2050 data as a starting point. The projections indicate that St. Catharines will experience warmer and wetter winters, longer and wetter springs, hotter summers, along with shorter falls. The next step was to understand and assess the climate impacts to St. Catharines. The climate adaptation team developed corporate-focused impact statements informed from the climate projection data. Team members considered their own departments and overall municipal impacts. Next, a vulnerability assessment was completed, which was our first engagement with the public, followed by a risk assessment. Both assessments were applied to each climate impact. The outcomes of the risk and vulnerability assessment led to 12 top impacts for the plan. The team then reviewed other plans, generated ideas, and looked at current city practices that align to address the top impacts. Plans or actions already underway were included as they help address the top impacts. In the end, this led to 28 adaptation actions proposed within this plan. For further insight, the top 12 impacts were grouped under 4 common themes: increased heat, heavy rain events, overall increased rain, and extreme events. From there, we could develop the vision and goals. The vision: St. Catharines will mitigate and adapt to climate change through the integration of plans, policies, and procedures to ensure the City of St. Catharines takes action to remain innovative, sustainable, and livable. The goals of the plan are closely tied to the climate impacts and themes, which are prepare for hotter summers, prepare and respond to extreme weather events, develop a flood prevention strategy, improve stormwater management, including the use of green infrastructure, prepare for high Lake Ontario water levels, and rethink how the city addresses climate change. This was our second engagement touchpoint, which included both internal and external stakeholders on the draft vision and goals. What is being proposed? From goals to actions, let's go through some examples. Under Goal 1, develop a public education and awareness campaign on ways to reduce heat stress, recognize heat exhaustion, and further promote city services that are offered. Under Goal 2, develop and promote homeowner awareness of stormwater best management practices and flooding protection, with consideration to new programs where applicable. Goal 3, encourage and promote the use of low-impact development in corporate renewal projects and in new developments where feasible to increase water quality to local waterways. Continuing on to Goal 4, ensure amenities at beaches and waterfront parks are above revised high lake levels to be more resilient. Under Goal 5, ensure current mutual aid agreements are practiced and receive continuous review. And lastly, under Goal 6, establish a green interdepartmental team. How will we put the plan into action? The plan's implementation schedule outlines all the actions, the key details, and course for action under each goal. This includes a small description, which department will lead the action, supporting departments, the current practice, anticipated start year, duration and frequency, along with estimated resources. Being mindful that our vision includes mitigation, we have included a column in the schedule to highlight actions that also aid in mitigating climate change. In conclusion, the next steps of this plan are to collect community feedback from the Engage SDC platform, address any concerns and comments of the adaptation actions, finalize the corporate climate change adaptation plan, and then seek council approval. Please provide your questions and comments on the Engage SDC page, along with the full list of actions. This can be found at www.engagesdc.ca/climate adaptation. Feedback will be open for a limited time, and we look forward to answering any questions you may have. Thank you for watching.